All right. Okay, I have an idea. I had this idea, but I saved it for here. I had an idea on how I might be able to solve this right here. And I think, well, let's double check something, because right now I think what's happening is I'm not actually XORing anything. Like what's going in is what's coming out. So let's double check that right now. I have the breakpoints in here. Let's run this, step through it, and watch what happens to, let's do hide, grab this. Let's watch what happens to, let's do test and then message to hide. We're actually going to change this. So we're going to do A, right? So we do a single character and let's see what happens to it. So it's super easy to track. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Okay. So let's get out of this function. This isn't what I want. Okay, we get 97. Okay, so this is the password 116. And now messages bytes is 97. Okay, we're in map indexed here. Byte is 97. Password as bytes. Here we go. Byte 1. Okay, so 97 and 116. Oh. Shit. Fuck. I don't know what I just did. Let's see if I can't get this. Look, see? It didn't XOR. Oh, look. That's weird, right? We saw... It looks like it's repeating here, right? It's adding extra characters. Okay, so stop this. Okay. How do I... It feels like there's multiple problems. I think the first thing to do is to figure out why XOR isn't working. So the main thing we're going to do here is break this out so it's a little bit more targeted, and we're going to do XOR byte. XOR byte, and this is going to, should I do this as another byte? Here, let's do byte dot XOR. How did I do this earlier? I totally did this, and it was a decent it was kind of a nice pattern. String dot 2-bit array byte dot XOR, and then you do not this, fuck, not this one. Encrypt, where is it here? If I could literally have the motor functions to click on something, and what I need back is a byte. Okay. And what I should get, this should also be what is it called? Exclusive or maybe we'll call it target, I guess. I don't know if that's really good though. Target should also be a byte. Okay, so now what I need to do is I thought this is what I needed to do. So I thought it would be this dot 2int XOR. Oh, what? Let's check, right? Example syntax of the XOR Kotlin function. A XOR B. Or you can do XOR. Oh. I can can I do that? Let's see. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, because that. Print line. Oh, I'm being an idiot. I'm like not reading the code. Okay. They're doing that because they wrote an XOR function. Okay, which is what I just did. Okay, so now let's add some values here, get rid of this, and instead of this, we're gonna do, let's just clean this up, byte dot, oh, it will be byte dot XOR. Okay, let's try this. Hide input file, output file. A. Oh, B. Fuck it. 98, 97. Okay, let's also do one other thing. Int 2-bit calc. Decimal, enter decimal number. Can I do character? Text. A. Convert. Okay. And okay, so that's A. We're gonna step through this. This is A, and now B. Okay, this should make it super easy, I think. There's almost no differences. Okay, why? How do I? Okay, let's finish. Now XOR. Okay, so let's do message password XOR. Okay, so let's literally step through the exact table that okay, so 0, 0 should be 0. So we could go through 0, 1, 1 should also be 0. 0, 0 should be these. 0, 1 should be 1. And okay. Oh. Okay, this is what I should end up with. This is the result. And now let's get bits to byte. What's the... oh, I don't need that. This should be 3, right? Byte. Should be 3, right? I know that. Okay. So I just looked at this table, but let's also just... It's an exclusive OR. Can be used on data bits where 1 stands for true, 0 stands for false. Below you can find both XOR truth tables with the input and output values. It's only true when its input differs. Got it. Okay. I feel like that should be a flashcard. Another day. Okay. So what's true then? The thing I should end up with is 3 here. Oh. I don't know what just happened. What? Oh, I didn't start yet. What? I don't know what's going on. What? Dude, what just happened? I don't understand what just happened. Maybe I just need to restart it. I don't know. No, did you see it was 51? Did... Okay. Hide. I don't know what just happened. The debugger like just skipped right over it. Output image. Password will be BA. Value 3. So this is working. It's annoying that the debugger like can't detect the rest of this. Oh, okay, it's 3 right now. So now we turn it into a 3. 2-bit array. Here we go. Yeah. I don't know how how did it get. Let me check something real quick. So if I do 3 here. Oh my god, okay. I got it, I think. So what's happening is I XOR ints, which are different characters than their string counterparts. Interesting. Well, okay. Okay. So I have this 2-bit array, but I'm wondering, like, encrypted string. Maybe of going, instead of going into string, instead of doing this. Oh, maybe I just need to get rid of this. What would that do? No, because these are bytes. And we want it to be a 2-byte array. We want bytes. So if I did this, let's just try it. Like, we're converting it to a string to turn it back. We're converting bytes into a string to go back to bytes to turn into a string. uh, so if I did instead of all this, I did this. Let's try this now. Hide input, output, B, A. Okay, I know this function works. Yeah, value 3 looks good. We have 3. XOR encrypted. Should be length 8. I think that's it. That fixes it. I think so. Three oh three. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everything's in place right now. Let's try. Let's go through the whole thing. Hide image file, output, test, and hello world. Now show, test, message. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I just didn't know what I was doing. Let's see what happens. Wrong answer. Let's check here. The samples, I've done this wrong before. Hide show exit no, then you do hide input image file, output image file, message. Oh, wrong order on hide image, I think. Okay, so that's and then it's message to hide my password. Okay. Is there a show example? Hide. Show. Okay, so show. Close this. I'm just noticing that this is here. Okay, show input image file. Excuse me. Input image file. Password. Okay, so I think that might have been. Let's see. Oh. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh. What? I'm not doing that. Not going backward. Um, okay, we got 20 minutes left. I'll just pause here for a second and say, um, I really struggled with that. I've been watching part of this. I'm like halfway through, but you've heard of Oz, of Bradfield School of Computer Science, CS Primer, Teach Yourself CS. Um, he has like a whole series on basically doing what I'm doing, but he's just a lot better than me in like every way. When it comes to at least software engineering, right? And watching him work through a problem, I realized I was probably skipping a lot of steps and doing stuff that he was saying you don't really want to do. I'm not here to get all these problems done. Like, I know I'm going to probably work through every single one of these projects, but the goal isn't to get checkboxes on these projects. The goal is to learn Kotlin. And I'll maintain that's like running into syntax issues is incredibly frustrating, but I can do better in terms of pushing myself to learn something when I do get blocked. That's part of how I approached this problem here, where, right, I found this yesterday. Probably took me way too long to determine that, but that's okay. We got there eventually, and we can get better at narrowing stuff down. But I knew about this yesterday, and then watching him work through a problem, he solved basically the base case, right? The most simplest input. He stepped through the problem with comments like I did here, where he like manually does it, and then he wrote the code. So I tried to kind of emulate that here. It like I knew that the problem was in this function. I knew that like my inputs and outputs of this function were wrong. My first thought was like maybe I messed this part up. Turns out I did not, right? This is the same thing as I had earlier. I just moved it. Once I knew that, we knew it was between here and here, and we kind of got through it. I know this seems silly, but I think maybe I've just gotten really comfortable in JavaScript where I can intuit where the issue is really quickly and be right like most of the time. Especially working on the front end in React, like there's only so many places where there's critical code because so much is done for you. Versus here where I'm working with binary, which I never do, with bitwise operators, which I never do, in a language that I only write for 45 minutes a day and just learned like a few months ago. So I think I need to try to do better in terms of my mentality in that I can't just like assume that it's the same or that I know exactly what I'm doing. I need to approach this more as a beginner and say, okay, this didn't work. I need to double check everything and like really narrow stuff down. I don't know. Kind of just some thoughts. Something else he talked about was like pushing yourself in really easy scenarios to see if you can do things better. Which Okay, this isn't broken anymore. We don't need breakpoints because we have a working solution. We have tests that work. So I wonder if the goal now should be, let's see if we can like genericize some of this. Genericize? Is that a word? I like this. This is a good function. We can just do this, right? So this is a good function. I'm not going to change that. Are we even using decrypt? Oh, my instinct was right. It is the same thing. That's cool. Because the encryption function is XOR. We'll leave that there. Byte.xor. I like the syntax more. I don't really know if it's necessary, but it's fine. The encrypt function. So I do this in two places, right? This thing right here. Maybe what I need is string.2-bit array. I like this helper function. It would be nice to pull this out so I don't have it repeated. Maybe it should be like bytes to bits. We have bits to bytes. So why would I not do bytes to bits, right? Something I don't like here, if I'm going to do this, I would want these to be inverses, right? I would want I would want this to get a byte array. And then return bits. So that's this right here. I just started doing this. I just got distracted. We'll finish out this session with this. But what I was talking about before with Oz was that, he's doing an advent of code problem that he solves in maybe 15, 20 minutes. What he's doing now is he's setting his own goal of, can I make this faster? Can I increase the performance using a library that I've never used before? So he's trying out Cython, which is a way to call C code from Python. And it just made me, it just made me realize that while what I've been doing has been insanely good for consistency, I'm in the chair, I'm doing the work every day, I'm doing some work every day, we can do better in terms of learning. We can kind of push, and it's kind of what I was talking about with the ChatGPT too, where yesterday I had the interaction of okay, how do I do this? And then I was able to immediately follow it up with why, and get more information. And in the context there was this line right here. It was assert versus, no, it wasn't that line. I have it here. It was this one right here. I put assert, there's a linter error. What's going on here? Why can't I use a built-in function? And I learned, assert doesn't run in production, require does. So like I know that now, and that's useful knowledge, especially if I'm going to try and apply this to work. I'm sure there's asserts and requires. So just like I would like to use ChatGPT to kind of dig deeper on some concepts as I learn, I can also push myself to extend my knowledge in the same vein. So hopefully that makes sense. Even though these thoughts are like totally coming out as a rambling, but that's how I'll finish this session. I'll try and clean this up a bit. So bytes to bits. I don't even know if I need bits. Maybe we need to ask. No, I do. Because I have to put them in and take them out, right? So in that scenario, I need bits and I need bytes because I need that least. I need to like encode it, or not encode it. I need to set the bits in the message. Maybe I don't need to use bits. Maybe I can only use bytes. Well, if we have time, we'll get there. Let's not change this right now. So a byte array, we have this other function, toBinary_string, that's built in. So I don't need to do anything there. So let's just rip this, return bytes dot map. Oh, what's going on here? What? I don't. What? Let's do this. These all indent, and this indents. There we go. Okay. So now, so I should be able to do bytes to bits and have it be the same. Why doesn't this work? Oh. Let's use a byte array, right? I don't know if this has implications. And then okay, we can kind of clean some of this up now. Now the question is, where do I use this? I use it in a few places, 3 to be exact. It's the message, password. Okay, we can leave that then. I'm okay with that. Let's see here. So now let's make sure it still works. Cool. This is fine. Let's see here. How much time? 5 minutes. Okay, so since I don't have a ton of time, let's I do this in many places actually. Hmm. It's weird to me. I guess it makes sense. It's not weird to me. I'm just complaining. Okay. So we have encrypt, decrypt, we have XOR. Let's move this thing here. Lines is this? It's only 200 lines. Hide image. We could probably move these to their own functions. I just don't know if it's necessary. What's this? Oh, this is just a print line. I don't think. Bits to bytes, encrypted message, joined to string. I don't think I need that. This is just guard statements, right? This is required. Copy file. X equals 0. We have nested loops. But if we're traversing a 2D array, I don't think there's a better way to do that. We have a guard state, not a guard statement, but our base case. We have more split filter empty, and then two mutable list. Set to next RGB hidden RGB bits. Set RGB next RGB. I think this is okay. We have a try catch. I thought I'd be able to do more here. I think if I got deeper into these, like I just wonder if I actually need to be working. Am I actually working in them though? I'm not. I think the only time I'm using bits is in the not even the XOR. I think the only time I'm using it is to go into to switch the last index. Yeah, I think it's fine to be honest. Okay, well we have some goals moving forward before we start a new project. I think it'll be good. Let's do Minesweeper. Okay, cool. Should be a fun time.